Hello, my name is Chloe, welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing to you weekly reading vlog number 154. So here we go, this is not the best look of me. I was working from home today and I don't know whether it happens to anyone else, but I am not like particularly house proud. It's not messy. No, okay, it is messy, it's not dirty is what I mean. But I just kind of don't really care all that much when it's just me here. But I was working from home today and I genuinely couldn't settle because things were messy. So I gave myself a to-do list which was just all the different rooms. I also had hallway and laundry. So the laundry has literally just finished, I need to check on that. And the laundry is the hallway rather. Is the only room I've got left to do. So I've been listening to my audiobook while I've been doing that, Nothing More by Anna Todd, and I am literally in the last minute or so of that, so I will probably rate it, which I hadn't planned on doing, but let's do that now. So Nothing More is, it comes at some time towards the end of the After series and it follows Landon. He has moved to New York to be with his girlfriend, but they've split up and he's just kind of figuring out who he is without her. I think I'm gonna give it 3 stars because it's just a bit meh. Like there's nothing particularly bad about it, but I'm not enjoying it so much. The smut feels cringy. I didn't realise it'd be quite so smutty when I'm listening via audio. But yeah, I've read that. It's another 272 points for the readathon because it's not for a prompt. My other read tonight is going to be The School for Good Mothers by Jessamine Chan. When I finish tidying, I'm just going to sit and read this book and I will be finishing it tonight. I have no excuses. I have about 100 pages left. I need to get this done. I then need to start the Final Girl support group. It is the Chloe's Crime Scene Corner buddy read this week. So I need to get started on that one, which is not mapped to any of my readathon prompts either. Yay. I have lots of reading to do. I've read, this will be my 6th book, Nothing More, and only 4 of them have been for readathon prompts, so I need to get my arse in gear. This is the kickstart I needed doing this little vlog clip, so time to finish tidying the hallway and then time to read. Hello, I am a little bit warm and sweaty, but I've got home from work, gone to Tesco, done the big shop, come home, I've got parcels to open, dinner to eat, a video to potentially film if I look less red, and then it's Patreon reading sprints for the readathon. So busy evening. But we have a package from Waterstones and one from Tandem. I know exactly what both of these are, but let's be excited and pretend we don't, because a mystery unboxing is always so much more fun. But this is a pre-order unboxing, which I guess is also pretty fun. So Waterstones always packs the books in here. We have A Taste of Darkness, 13 chilling stories to savor. I did not realize this was going to be shiny. So this is the collection of short stories that Amy McCall has been working on, and I saw Amy talking about this ages ago, and obviously she's mentioned it a couple times, so I had to go and grab myself a copy. We have Amy McCall and Maria, I'm going to butcher this, Kuznia? Sorry, I'm so bad with names. Kat Dunn, Kat Ellis, Rachel Fatturotti, so sorry. Catherine Foxfield, Dawn Kurtgich, Amy McCullough, Cynthia Murphy, Melinda Salisbury, Louis Stoll, Rosie Talbot, and Mary Watson. So I met Rosie, God, that was actually a few months ago now, but I met Rosie. I've read some Dawn Kurtgich and Catherine Foxfield before, and yeah, just getting to know Amy online meant I had to get this. So this is 13 nightmare-inducing stories from the queens of YA suspense. Deep in the darkness, a place of secrets, demons and danger, rumours lurk of vampires, forgotten creatures and shadows. Keep your fear at bay, never look back, enter with caution, surrender yourself, scream but nobody will hear you. So yeah, I really don't know anything about the stories that are actually in here. I'm excited. Next up, a gift from Tandem. Oh, it's a hardback. I love a hardback proof, and we've got some goodies. So this is Yours from the Tower by Sally Nichols. I don't think this sounds like my #1 thing, but isn't this cover gorgeous? That is the reason I had to have this. So this says 1896. Tirzah, Sophie and Polly are friends who've left boarding school and gone off to lead very different lives. Polly is teaching in an orphanage, Sophia is looking for a rich husband at the London season, and Tirzah is stuck acting as an unpaid companion to her grandmother. In a series of letters, they share their hopes, their frustrations, their dreams, and their romances. So this really made me think of Revolution by Jennifer Donnelly. It's nothing like that, but just the vibes felt the same, and this cover is gorgeous. So we also have, oh my god, we also have this resin bookmark. There's a sticker on it that says thank you. I love this. This is my first time with Tandem getting like gifts along with it, so that is so cute. So this, it's not going to show up because I'm trying to film. This is the bookmark, like how cute, with a purple tassel. And then we also have, oh, so this is like a letter writing kit because they're writing letters. We have some note paper. I assume it's, yeah, I assume it's all the same. And some envelopes too. This is really, really sweet. Knowing me, I'm probably going to use it for journaling, at least some of it for journaling, but very, very adorable. Thank you, Tandem, for this. This is so cute. Okay, I have 6 minutes left of the Patreon sprint, so let's do a quick reading update. It is, what time? Just gone 10 o'clock on Tuesday. The first thing I read was The End of the School for Good Mothers by Jessamine Chan, and I'm giving this 3 stars. I did really like the story. I like the idea. I mean, I hate the idea. I like that the author had this idea. So if I haven't fully explained in this video, we're following Frida, who leaves her child alone when she's 18 months old for hours. And she is reported, and she ends up getting sent to a new scheme, which is the School for Good Mothers, where she must spend a year showing that she can be a good mother. It's all very dystopian, but a little bit too close to home. So the whole concept was really good. I found that the chapters were far too long in this, and that meant it was so slow to read. I think the whole book has 18 chapters, which doesn't sound that crazy, but they're all just so sluggish and slow that it took me a week to read this book, which is definitely not what it should have done. So yeah, in the end, 3 stars. I wouldn't tell you to not read this, but I wouldn't definitely recommend it, and I'm going to be unhauling my copy. Next up, I've done a little bit more reading in the Final Girl support group. I absolutely love the little chair. I'm now on page 107, and I really like this book. I know that there are very mixed reviews. In the sprints, Marlene says she loves it, and she is rereading it with me this month. I really want to love it. I'm not sure how it's going to go. The pacing in the first 107 pages has been fantastic. I'm so gripped. I need to know what happens, but it's not so far the best thing I've ever read. I'm predicting a solid 4 stars, but we will see by the end of this video whether I am right. So I need to get back to the sprints now to just wrap them up for the evening, and then I'll be heading to bed and watching some trash TV. I found that when I do reading sprints, I don't want to read after anymore. I just need peace and quiet and like a big screen, not staring directly into computer screens. Is that weird? Probably not weird, but I have a lot to do. I need to film my TBR for October and Spookoplathon, because I'm definitely taking part after seeing that go live. But I do have to go back to the office tomorrow. I don't normally go in on a Wednesday, but for audit reasons, I have to go in. So that might all get delayed until Thursday now, which will be my next day working at home. What am I gonna do? I don't know. I don't have any plans this weekend apart from reading, so hopefully I can get back on track with what I wanted to read this month. But I think my first priority is to read the entirety of this book. Hello, so it is 6:30 on Wednesday, and I just got home from the office. I am absolutely shattered. It has been 2 days of not that much actual work that needs doing that day, but just stress. Because the auditors could ask us a question. They were supposed to be done today, supposed to be partner sign off today, and they're coming in again tomorrow. I don't know when it's gonna happen. The board meeting is next week. I feel like it's like whatever day the chaos starts is gonna be a horrific period of time, but I don't know when the chaos is going to start. So I was really happy to come home and see an Amazon parcel, because I have not ordered anything unless I accidentally pre-ordered Amy's book in 2 places. I don't think so. So this, I'm trying to spend it too much because my address, we can't see, but I found a gift note. Oh, I didn't see who it was from, but it is Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark. This, I won't lie, was recommended on TikTok as a really deranged romance. It also starts with a soundtrack, which we love. So let me just read the back. This says they're a match made in hell. The Griffins and the Gallows have been battling for control of Chicago's underworld for generations. Their rivalry has always been flammable, but it reignites with a fury when Ada, the youngest and wildest Gallo sibling, crashes a party at the Griffin mansion and accidentally sets fire to the library. To stave off all-out war, her father quickly arranges a marriage between her and Callum Griffin, eldest son and heir to the Irish mafia. Cold, ambitious and brutal, Callum is determined to tame his headstrong... Gotta put my food in the oven, one sec. Okay, dinner has been turned over in the oven. Where'd I get to? Cold, ambitious and brutal, Callum is determined to tame his headstrong new bride. But Ada is more than capable of giving as good as she gets, starting with poisoning Callum on their wedding night. The problem is, murdering him would be a lot easier if he didn't look so good while she was trying to do it. She's got a lockbox around her heart. He's got something to prove. In their struggle for dominance, who will go up in flames first? So, would you look at that and think mafia romance? Because I wouldn't. So who is this from? Faith? You need to stop this. This says, another situation where I was browsing your wish list for ideas and had to buy it for us both, from Faith. You are far too kind. I do not deserve your support. You need to stop this. But I am very, very grateful that you continue to do this. So thank you so much. I annoyingly have now figured out my October TBR. Otherwise I could pop that one on too. Which I was supposed to film my October TBR and it can happen tomorrow. A lot of these things I'm like, just tomorrow, and it'll end up being Saturday. I have a whole video to edit, but right now I cannot be arsed. What I would like to do is sit and read my book. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a few like life admin-y bits I didn't get to do while working today. And then I'm gonna read my book and it's gonna be a calm, relaxing night. I have my eye test tomorrow. I'm sure I will tell you all how it goes and any updates on my health because we love an oversharer. No, I'm very tired. Hello. So, excuse any mess behind me. It is currently about 10 o'clock, maybe, I don't actually know, on Friday morning. I had chaos of a day yesterday. I was so quiet with work. I went to the opticians in the morning. That was all completely fine because, you know, I wanted to tell you about my eyes, but it's so much better today. Like, I'm still going very cross-eyed when I look that way, but we're just going to ignore it basically. And I have a weird but apparently very common eye condition where my glands don't work properly and my eyes are dry. So I have eye drops, and that is literally the end of that very, oh my god, what's wrong with Chloe's head story. So I went out to the opticians. I stopped by the Chinese supermarket. So I got 1 packet of habanero lime buldak noodles, 2 packets of the normal hot chicken flavour, and then a 5-pack of the 2 times spicy. So I spent like £10 something on noodles. I then came home, had like a pretty chill time, and then about 4:30 I had a lot to do and I had to cancel the Vampire Diaries watch along. I went out for dinner with my parents because I agreed to, then remembered the watch along, then almost cancelled both because of work. So did go out for dinner, which I'm sure you saw clips of, and yeah, then I worked until gone 11 o'clock at night, which was a lot. I've just realised I've left my hair up in this clip. It probably looks really strange. Yeah, so worked till like gone 11 o'clock and then had an early start this morning to get some work done, and I'm finally taking a little bit of a break. So I'm trying to catch up with yesterday's pages of the Final Girl support group, which I am loving. Anyway, the reason I did this clip now is this just arrived. I am not expecting anything. Who knows? Who knows? So we are going to find out together. If anyone has been nice to me because of yesterday, I might snap because I don't deserve that. There are lots of books in here. Oh my god. Okay. Why? So I haven't looked at the name yet and I don't know what order these go in, but we have Awakened, Hidden and Destined by PC and Kristen Cast. This is 8, 9 and 10 in the Marked series, which, oh my god, I really, I've got the number 2 on my TBR for next month, so hopefully I can make more of a go in this series and get to these books like relatively soon. But this, who has done this? Stop it. Can I return these? These are from Victoria. What on earth did I do? Like, stop it. You can't be this nice. I don't have any I can't even speak. I don't have many words to say because I am so touched. All of the notes just say you've got this. I don't deserve this, Victoria. You need to know that. I don't deserve you. Like, I'm so grateful, but I'm also so mad at you because you did not need to. But I'm so grateful at the same time. I can't talk. I can't talk. Victoria, ladies and gentlemen, like, she's too good. Hello, it is Friday night. I am so happy to be done for the weekend. This work week was incredibly stressful and I thought I was gonna have a quiet day today, but it did not end up going that way. I did have an hour-long call with the finance director at like starting at 3, and by the time we got to the end of the call I was like, hey, I'm done now for the week. I'm gonna go. And he's like, I'm gonna go too. So a bit of a stressful day, but hey ho, we're coming to the end of them now, hopefully. The next 2 weeks I think are gonna be vile, and I have now definitely learned to not run a readathon in the month where the accounts are due. Next year we're hoping to have them done by now, and we were this year too, but it just didn't happen. But I have a little bit more control on that next year, so hopefully. Anyway, I am here because this evening I have finished The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix, and after at least 2 months of hating the book club reads, because this is for Chloe's Crime Scene Corner, I can happily say that I've given this book 4 stars. I really did like it. So this one's a little bit of a Marmite book in terms of Grady Hendrix. It is all about a group of final girls who meet for a support group. Did I really just say that with a serious voice? I think I did. But we follow Lynette, who is one of them, and she is very hyper aware of her safety. She becomes convinced that there is someone out to kill the final girls and takes it upon herself to keep them all safe. It's pretty much the premise. I really did like it. It's based on slasher movies and I really just want to go and watch a slasher movie now. So I feel like it has done its job, perfectly engaging. The little snippets of things throughout the book were also really cool. I had myself like really trying to get to the next piece that I could read. So I did enjoy it. 4 stars. We'll be hanging on to this one, and that is 393 points for the readathon. I did just post, obviously it'll be a little bit outdated by the time that this vlog goes up, but I did a top 10 current scorers in the readathon, and that was really interesting to see. So sadly I am nowhere near that on the list, but I'm doing all right. I think I'm in the top 30, so that's fine. I also need to get reading Yours from the Tower by Sally Nichols. So I keep forgetting about this because a lot of the time with the tandem read-alongs you receive the book so far in advance that you just kind of, you know, prepare to read it. This one only came this week, so I took my nice photo, I posted my Instagram thing to say I've got it, then realised I was supposed to be reading this, I think actually yesterday. So we're going to take the stunning cover off and I'm going to get this one started in bed, see how far I can read. I'm hoping it goes incredibly quickly. It is told, why am I holding it like that? It means nothing. It is told in letter form, so hopefully that will go very quickly. And this one is actually historical, so when looking at what I've got left to read for the readathon, I have not yet read my historical book, which is The Lady Rogue. I do really want to read this, but I think I'm going to put it to the end of my TBR and count this one as the historical prompt. Another thing I've decided to do this weekend, like I don't have enough going on. Well, I don't have much going on this actual weekend, but just like the brain power. I am still very behind in my Goodreads goal, and it's because I'm having these busy days at work and I just want to curl up and do nothing. But when you're running a readathon and you're trying to read a lot, it doesn't really work. So at the time that I decided to do this, I'd read 130 books this year and I was 10 books behind on my Goodreads goal. I then said, right guys, we are going to make this 5 books behind by the end of the weekend. I'm somehow going to do this. And then by the time I logged the Final Girl Support Group, I was again 10 behind, even though I'd read a book. So Sadly, tonight's efforts don't count, but I am going to try and pick up some shorter books this weekend. I hate saying that though, because I was going to save those till the end of the year when I could like stress and say, oh, I read shorter books to make it count, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think I need to do it now and get back on top of my goal. But for the readathon, I said I have the Lady Rogue left, which is large, 370 pages. I have Dead Girls Don't Lie by Jennifer Shaw Wolfe, which is, again, well, not a longer one, but longer if I want to pick up short books. It's 342 pages. The Possible by Tara Alter-Brando is 292, okay, and it is told, there are like little bits of texts and stuff in here, like text messages and things like that, so I might make this my next read, actually. Angel Fever, which I'm not giving up on, we will read it this month, but that is 566 pages. Okay, and The Return by Rachel Harrison, which is 354 pages. So I had some good plans on why I was picking these long books. Okay, I'm gonna leave this one. I'm gonna do, okay, right, start again. Yours from the Tower, I'm going to get in bed now and see how much more of this I can read. I am now going out with my parents at some point tomorrow, so I want to take a book that I can take pictures of. It won't be this one because I've already done that. Maybe I can take this one and something else. So we have this. Then I think I'm definitely going to fit this one in this weekend. But I'm just going to leave you running and I'm just going to go browse my shelves and see what I'm feeling. See what I'm feeling is like short books that I can definitely get through. Bear with. Okay, I've had a mooch through my shelves, I can't even speak, and as I was doing so, I put my audio book back on, which I don't think I've mentioned in this vlog. Maybe I have. I'm listening to Evil Beyond Belief by Wensley Clarkson, which is about Harold Shipman, and I don't know anything about Harold Shipman, so I'm enjoying it. Would be a weird word. I'm about 20% of the way into it. It's taking a long time and the audiobook narrator's voice is very you know the word I mean. Anyway, what am I doing? So I've gone and picked some books, which is now too many books. We have we have 2 comics or graphic novels, 1 book I don't even know how to explain, 2 novellas and 2 normal novels, one of which is middle grade. Okay, let's start with things with pictures. So we have Gotham High by Melissa de la Cruz. I bought this for like £2 and I kid you not, I have been saving it for a minute where I need to boost my Goodreads goal. So Melissa de la Cruz, I liked her Blue Bloods series when I read it when I was younger, and that's what really drew me into this one. So I might give this a read now. Don't know. I then have the graphic novel for After. I know After like the back of my hand. This should not take me very long at all. I think volume 2 has come out now, but yeah, we'll see. This one won't take long. Again, it's one that I really want to read, but I was just saving it for a time where I needed the numbers. What, reading has become such a sport. Okay, the book I don't even know how to explain is Wet Hot Allosaurus Summer by Lola Faust, or Forst, I want to say Faust. This is dinosaur erotica. It's very, very short, so maybe I'll read that tonight. Maybe I'll take that to bed with me. Weird Novellas, Convenience Store Woman by Sakaya Murata. I might take this with me to go out with my parents tomorrow. It's only like 160 pages. I think it is going to take a little bit more brain power, but yeah, I might take this one. It's one that I've been, again, meaning to get to for a while. I also have Earthlings, which I haven't read, and it looks like it's going to be really fun, but yeah, it's very short. Fever Dream by Samantha Schweblin, again, very short. We're talking less than 150 pages, 151. Apparently no one really knows what's going on. I still don't know what this is about. Could be a good idea. So this would get me to my goal for the weekend, just reading these. But we want to push ourselves, don't we? Of course we do. So I picked out a middle grade, or bordering into YA, is Ginger Snaps by Kathy Cassidy. This was my favourite Kathy Cassidy book and I've been meaning to reread it since I got my hands on a copy. This one's a little battered and bruised. I used to have a copy that was signed to me, but I have no idea where it went. And yeah, this is about Ginger and Shannon, who are best mates. and there's a saxophone playing boy in a trilby hat. I remember him vividly. So that one is only, all the pages are kind of sticking. This one's only 229 pages, and it is like very young adult / middle grade. And if I would like to push myself this weekend, we have Hit Bag by Zena Knox. I looked into this one because I was like, oh, maybe that will be a bit too long, but there are broken up pages, there are a couple of text messages, not many, now I'm flicking through the whole thing, but the writing is fairly big on the page and it might be an option. So place your bets. We have 7 books of all sorts here. How many of them can I read this weekend? How far can I get through Yours from the Tower? I'd love to just smash it, to be honest. And yeah, we're going for a little trip out tomorrow, so maybe I'll take maybe this one or both little novellas. We will see. I will tell them I need to read and dedicate myself, but for now I'm going to go to bed. This has probably been like a 20-minute update at this point. Go to bed with Yours from the Tower, read at least what I have to read for one day of this, and then I'll switch to Wet Hot Allosaurus Summer. If I actually hold this up, a very mixed selection here. Okay, back in this same spot as yesterday for a few updates. I won't keep you here quite as long this time. So I got in bed last night and read the first 50 pages of Yours from the Tower, and I really like this. It's like children's Bridgerton vibes, is the only way to explain it, because it's Regency era, go to balls, find a husband vibes. So really like this. Nothing much to say on it in 50 pages, but we'll be carrying on with that. I then read the worst book I've potentially ever read, and that is Wet Hot Allosaurus Summer by Lola Faust. I won't talk about it too much because I've actually decided to do an entire video on this book and telling you what is in here, because, well, looks like a romance with a dinosaur, which on its base it kind of is, but it is literally the worst thing I have ever made myself read. I cannot believe anyone who would give it more than a 1-star rating. If 0.01 ratings were a thing, I would do it. This is absolutely dreadful, and just to show you an actual page in this book. So I'll be doing a full video on this, what's in it and why you don't need to bother. And then I've just read Gotham High. So this is the Batman inspired, apparently it's DC's graphic novels for young adults, and it was fine. I gave it 3 stars. It's a new kind of Bruce Wayne story. I don't know too much about superheroes in DC anyway, so I wasn't drawing parallels to an original like DC universe or anything. I was just there for the ride. It was a fine story. Illustrations were nice. Not more to say on it. I have decided not long ago that graphic novels are not my thing. So this is one I've had on my shelf for quite a long time now. I'd say probably about 2 years. I finally read it. We've got through it. It doesn't mean much to me. So I'm glad that I finally gave it a go and yeah, can move on. But these two, we have about 320 points here that I've added to my readathon total in like 2 hours of reading, if that. So glad I could add some points. I will be keeping this aside to make notes for a video. Purely horrific. So now I need to get dressed. We're going out to Ross-on-Wye today. We have no idea what is there. I googled, it basically says coffee shops, so who knows what I'll be up to today, but I'll be sure to bring you along. Hello, I need to sort this lighting out because I'm just going to film my October TBR. I've got my spooky jumper on. It's far too hot for this, which is which is why I think I look so red, is I'm actually just overheating. But before I do that, I have all my books stacked up. I finished Fever Dream by Samantha Schweblin, and I have given this 1.5 stars. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I'd like to think overall I'm a fairly intelligent individual. So I would have thought that we would have got to the last like 20 pages or so, no matter how confusing it was, and I would understand what happened. But I only found out what happened because I googled what happened in Fever Dream. But that little 0.5 is because I was so compelled to keep reading and to try and find out. There must have been something behind this book. But yeah, not a new favourite for me, unfortunately. But that does put my Goodreads up to 134 books this year, which is now 7 books behind schedule. So I can definitely make it 5 books behind schedule by the end of the weekend. I am currently still listening to the Harold Shipman audiobook. I'm going to be reading Yours from the Tower by Sally Nichols. I think I might just polish that off, and maybe the After graphic novel. But yeah, feeling positive. Now time to fill my TBR. It is huge for next month, so we will see if I can get it sorted and all organised and whatever. Maybe I'll be more motivated to read when I have a less stressful time at work, and also when I'm not the one running a readathon. So how am I going to fix this lighting? I'm not quite sure. We're just going to roll with it. Hello, it is Sunday night, and that means it is time to tell you all about my reading in the last day, and there's been a lot of it. So first of all, the stuff I didn't read. These 3 books were picked as potentials for quick reads. Turns out I found quick reads in other things I'd already planned, so these 3 did not get touched. Obviously that doesn't mean I'm not going to read them, it just means they didn't work into this week, but I will have them on the side for potential... I'll have them on the side for potential books to read in the next couple of weeks to help with my Goodreads goal, but they did not happen in this week. An update on the Goodreads goal is probably a good place to start. So I started the weekend on 130 books read, and I was 10 books behind schedule. So we are now on 136 books read, less than 48 hours later, and I am 6 books behind schedule. So apparently I was supposed to read another book this weekend to make that, you know, 5 books, well 6 books go down to 4 remaining, but reading 6 books is still 6 remaining, if that makes sense. But what did I read this weekend? You guys need to know. I started off today with the volume 1 graphic novel of After by Anna Todd. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this because I kind of like the After series and I wanted to see it from a different perspective. I definitely wouldn't say we get more out of the story with this. I don't even think we get as much as we do with After, but I had such a nice time revisiting the characters, and I kind of just used what I know of the story to add to the graphic novel, and the graphic novel depictions of Hardin are way closer to the actor they use in the movie. Like, the movie actor doesn't even have face piercings, so I was much more preferring graphic novel Hardin. He was so much more like the character, and I feel like that really helped the sex appeal of the character. Did enjoy this, 3.5 stars. I'm going to be keeping it. I might just keep an eye out for when these graphic novels are released and go on sale, because I've said many times I don't really understand graphic novels and the insane price behind some of them. Like, these are £15 brand new. I wouldn't spend £15 on the next volume, but I would like to build a collection, so maybe one day. Next up, I finished Yours from the Tower by Sally Nichols. So this one is the tandem read along, so I'm supposed to be reading it over a set period of days, but I just decided I was on a roll with it. I may as well finish it off, and I've given this one 4 stars. This is about 3 girls, I'm sure I've explained this, who leave a posh boarding school at the same time, and they are currently in 1896. They have different lives currently across the country, and they're writing letters between the 3 of them to catch them up on their lives. We have one that lives with her grandmother and hates it, one that lives in Liverpool and has got a job as a school nurse, do they call them, in the orphanage, and another one who has travelled down to London for the season to find a husband. I really did like this. I felt like the letters are what I wasn't too confident behind. I feel like letters in a book might have worked a bit better for me and could have got me 5 stars. I'm just going to crop out what I said because I sound like an idiot. I can't write, so I can't judge writing, in my opinion, when it's not actually wrong. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm so tired. Basically, I felt like the whole book being letters wasn't really my style. I think I wanted like a narrative style with letters dropped in. Saying that, this is aimed at a younger audience. Whether it's definitely like mid YA, because there are hints at virginity and marriage and consummating a marriage. I wouldn't be too happy giving this book to a very young YA audience, but kind of mid YA range I feel like would really enjoy this. I did like it, the aesthetics were really cool. Do I need to keep this book? I'm really unsure. I'm really unsure. I think for now I will, but when I just look at my overflowing bookshelves I have a slight fear building up inside me. I'll keep it for now. Will I ever reread it is always the consideration I look at, and I'm not sure, but I did really enjoy this. And then I have now just started in reading sprints The Possible by Tara Altebrando, and in a 45-minute sprint I read exactly 100 pages. This is a very, very quick read, and this one I will judge the writing in because the writing is pretty pants. Saying that, I'm kind of intrigued by the story. This is kind of a Carrie story, where a teenage girl's mom was arrested for the murder of her brother, or like her son, the main character's brother, back when our main character was 4. There were claims in the news that the mom had telekinesis and could move things with her mind, and we're now looking when our main character is 17 and a woman shows up on her doorstep and says she's creating a podcast called The Possible about the case with her mother and her brother. So it's interesting. I don't really like the writing, but it is very, very quick to read. So I'm actually thinking I might be able to finish most of this off tonight. I'm not sure if I actually will manage it, but I'm gonna try. And you will find out about that in next week's vlog if I do. So if you watch the vlog up to this point, can you please send me any letter kind of emojis because of this book? Is there an envelope? There's definitely a pen. Is there anything to do with posting? I don't even know. Mail emojis that you can find. Good luck with that one. I feel like that's been my biggest challenge. We'll see what emojis I get. I really appreciate you guys watching to the end of my vlogs. It really does just touch my heart, and I'm so grateful for you all. We're now very, very nearly at 3 whole years of vlogging. This next coming week, as I'm filming this, is my 5-year anniversary on BookTube, and 5 years of BookTube, nearly 3 years of vlogging. It's crazy. I'm so, so happy that some of you guys are still here, and I hope you continue with me for the next however many years of weekly vlogs. But on that note, thank you very much for being here this week. I really, really do hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.